Dr. James Carter stepped off the plane, his eyes adjusting to the bright Philippine sun. The air was warm and humid, carrying scents of street food, fresh flowers, and the sea. He had come for a 2-week vacation, expecting beaches and sightseeing. Manila was alive with chaos, jeepneys honking, vendors calling, and children laughing in the streets. He felt a mix of excitement and fatigue, his American mind unprepared for such vibrancy. He checked into a small but comfortable hotel in MOCKED. As he unpacked, he noticed a small postcard on the bed showing a quiet village with crystal-clear waters. Something about it called to him. The thought of leaving the city and exploring deeper into the islands gave him a strange sense of anticipation he hadn't felt in years. James decided to explore the city. Wandering through a local market, he bumped into Mika, a young nurse helping her mother sell fresh fruits. She apologized immediately, her smile warm and genuine. Mika's English was good, and they struck up a conversation. She spoke about the Philippines with a love and pride that intrigued James. Her stories of festivals, hidden beaches, and simple village life painted pictures far richer than any guidebook. Mika noticed James's curiosity and offered to show him a more authentic side of her country. At first, James hesitated. He was used to organized tours and maps, but something in Mika's eyes suggested sincerity, honesty, and a promise of discovery he couldn't ignore. The doctor agreed, and they planned to leave Manila the next day. They traveled by bus, boat, and tricycle, each ride a new adventure for James. The city noise faded, replaced by the gentle lapping of waves and the call of birds. Mika pointed out local herbs, edible plants, and hidden lagoons. James, usually clinical and methodical, felt a rare lightness in following her guidance without planning every detail. Arriving at a small coastal village, he was struck by the simplicity and warmth of the people. Children ran barefoot, greeting strangers with curiosity, not fear. James realized that this life, though unstructured, had a richness he had never experienced. Mika introduced him to local fishermen and families, each interaction teaching him patience, humility, and the beauty of living fully in the moment. Mika brought James to her home, a small wooden house near the shore. Her family welcomed him with open arms, offering fresh coconut juice and grilled fish. James, usually reserved, found himself laughing at stories of village mischief and traditions passed down for generations. He began to feel connected to a rhythm of life far removed from the hospitals, clinics, and endless emails he left behind. Over dinner, Mika shared her dreams of becoming a nurse leader, but staying close to her family. James was impressed by her dedication and groundedness. He started seeing not just the Philippines, but its people, resilient, joyful, and deeply compassionate. A subtle change took root. He was no longer a visitor, but someone who belonged here, even just for a little while. Mika took James to a hidden beach, accessible only by a narrow jungle path. The water was turquoise, clear enough to see colorful fish beneath the surface. James felt a serenity he had never found on crowded beaches in America. He waded into the shallow water, letting the gentle waves lap against his legs, and realized how tense he had been for years. They sat on the sand as the sun dipped into the horizon. Mika spoke of her childhood adventures, running through the forest and swimming in secret coves. James listened, enchanted by the stories and the simplicity of joy she described. That evening, he felt something stir in him, a longing to slow down, to experience life in its purest form, not through appointments with deadlines. The village prepared for a small festival. Colorful banners hung between bamboo poles, and the scent of grilled corn and sweets filled the air. James helped the villagers' family prepare for the celebration, fumbling with tasks but laughing along with the villagers. He realized how little he had done for fun just for the sake of living. As night fell, the festival lit up with lanterns and music. James danced awkwardly, but the villagers cheered, welcoming him into their circle. Mika smiled at him, and for the first time he felt truly unburdened. The connection he felt to this simple life, to Mika and to the community, was undeniable. He wondered how he could return to his structured, stressful world after this. James observed the local health clinic, small but essential for villagers. He offered to assist, even for a day, treating minor injuries and teaching hygiene practices. The villagers welcomed his help, and he realized the impact he could make here, even temporarily. His skills mattered, but in a deeply personal way. Mika watched him with pride. She had always known James was caring, but seeing him work with the villagers opened his heart further. The doctor realized he had underestimated how much his presence could mean to these people. A subtle bond was forming, linking his professional life with something more human and raw.
A sudden rainstorm forced James and Mika to take shelter in a small hut near the shore. Rain poured around them, drumming on the roof. The doctor, usually uncomfortable with chaos, found solace in the storm, feeling a rare sense of peace. Mika's call in the storm reminded him that life was not about controlling everything, but embracing moments as they came. They shared stories of childhood dreams, regrets, and hopes. James confessed his exhaustion from his high-pressure job and admitted he had never felt truly alive in years. Mika listened, offering comfort without judgment. In that intimate, rain-filled hut, James realized why he had come to the Philippines, not just for vacation, but to rediscover himself. The following week, they explored nearby islands. James snorkeled among coral reefs, marveled at flying fish, and learned local fishing techniques. Mika guided him with patience, encouraging him to try things without fear of failure. Every new experience strengthened his appreciation for the country's natural beauty and culture. On the islands, James noticed the genuine happiness of people living simply yet fully. Mika's explanations of traditions, food, and folklore deepened his understanding of Filipino life. The doctor realized that in America, beauty was often curated and commercialized, but here it was alive, wild, and personal. His planned departure in 2 weeks suddenly felt premature. One evening, sitting by a bonfire, James opened up about his life in the United States. Long hours, constant pressure, and a growing sense of emptiness haunted him. Mika listened intently, her presence grounding him. Her perspective, so different yet so insightful, made him question what truly mattered in life. Mika shared her own challenges, limited opportunities, family responsibilities, and societal expectations. Yet she radiated resilience and contentment. James realized that happiness was not about wealth or status, but connection, purpose, and presence. Her worldview slowly reshaped his own, and he began considering staying longer. James received a message from his office reminding him of work obligations. Stress surged, but Mika gently suggested he focus on the present instead. That night he couldn't sleep, reflecting on the vibrant life he had experienced and the friendships he had formed. He understood that leaving would feel like abandoning something deeply meaningful. The next morning, he helped villagers rebuild a small pier damaged by storms. Their gratitude touched him profoundly. Seeing Mika's proud smile and the joy of the community solidified his decision. He realized that extending his stay was not just a vacation choice, it was a commitment to growth, learning, and genuine human connection. James finally confessed to Mika his desire to stay an extra month. She smiled, knowing his heart had found a new home. The doctor felt a weight lift off his shoulders. The choice felt natural, almost inevitable. He realized that this extra time would allow him to immerse himself fully, contribute meaningfully, and experience life differently. Together, they made plans for the extended stay. James would continue helping in the clinic, assist with local projects, and explore more remote islands with Mika. Every plan felt purposeful, each day promising lessons, adventure, and deeper understanding. His vacation had transformed into a life-changing journey. Over the next weeks, James became part of the village rhythm. He helped at the clinic, joined fishing trips, and even participated in local celebrations. He no longer felt like a tourist, but someone contributing to the community. Mika's family welcomed him as one of their own. Every day, James learned something new: patience, humility, joy, and simplicity. Mika became not only a guide, but a friend, confidant, and inspiration. He began documenting his experiences, not for publication, but to remember the profound transformation he was undergoing. The Philippines had changed him in ways he could never have anticipated. As his extended month neared its end, James felt bittersweet emotions. He had grown deeply attached to the people, the culture, and the life he had experienced. Leaving was no longer just a matter of time, but a test of heart. He knew he would carry these memories forever. One last evening, James and Mika watched the sun set over the ocean. He thanked her for showing him the heart of her country. She replied with a quiet smile, saying she had only shared what was natural. In that moment, James understood. Life's most meaningful lessons often come from unexpected places and people. Finally, the day came to return to Manila for his flight home. James packed his bags, but his heart lingered on the islands and the people who had welcomed him. He promised to return not as a tourist, but as a friend, a helper, and someone who understood the depth of the Philippines. On the plane, James reflected on the transformation he had undergone. What was meant to be a simple vacation had turned into a journey of self-discovery, human connection, and lasting memories. The American doctor had arrived alone, but he left carrying a piece of the Philippines and Mika forever in his heart.